Adrenaline puts you in a crazy video game world. The action is fast, your character's running around trying to shoot everyone else, but there are some really cool twists. Setting up the game isn't as difficult as others. There are some card piles and a whole bunch of tokens. This game definitely needs baggies to keep everything separate. It takes about an hour, not including setup and takedown. I'd save this one for weekends. Before anything, let me say that the instructions are excellent. Adrenaline is made by Czech Games Edition, and they make some of the best rulebooks on learning how to play. They're not the best for looking something up, but their components tend to make a lot of sense. Adrenaline is no different. Setting up the game is quick, but you may take a bit of time deciding which characters and maps to use. The boards are double-sided, which can change the layout. There are also a bunch of tokens to give each player. Finally, you'll shuffle the weapons and power-ups. The weapons will be placed on the side of the board near a player's spawn points. We found it much better to give each spawn point one of each weapon type, close, medium, and long range. That's up to you. The power-ups are discarded to determine starting point and starting power. Randomize the ammo tokens and put them on the board and you're good to go. Because you know your weapons and you can see your ammo on the board, you can plan your way around. Grab more ammo to prepare for that big shot. You can only carry a maximum of 3 weapons and 3 ammo of each color, red, blue, and yellow, so play smart. You can discard a weapon for a new one and it comes fully loaded. Sometimes it makes sense to switch to a weaker weapon just so you can shoot an opponent. Or you can take the weapon that they wanted. There are some neat power-ups, but they can also be used as ammo if you're short, which is a great idea. The maps feel pretty open. You can usually catch your breath somewhere, go and scoop up ammo, or pick up another weapon. Then again, sometimes you'll have nowhere to go, and you'll need to blast your way to safety. The game uses something called an action point allowance system. You have only 2 action points, so what do? Move twice? Move and grab? Shoot people twice? Move and shoot? You can get more action points the closer you are to dying too. This is the adrenaline system, and it works so well. I'll talk about that more in my likes and dislikes. So scoring. You get points for first blood, most damage, and how many times a character has already died. There are kill shots, tags, and overkill to track too. It can all be a lot and super confusing at first. The boards are really good for helping everything make sense, from movement and actions to scoring. I promise it will make sense before too long. The game is really simple. Grab weapons, grab ammo and power-ups, hit your opponents, and try to score the most points. Score all the points at the end and see who wins. I was in the corner and Dad was blocking me, so I used my railgun. Then Newton pushed him across the map. Mom finished him off. I didn't get the kill bonus, but I did get first blood and dealt the most damage. I scored many points, but she got some too. Another time, the bot and Mom were in a tight room. I used my Hellion on them, roasting them and causing a lot of damage. Plus, it tagged them, causing me to deal it extra damage the next time I hit them. The components are great. I really like the colors, the tokens, and the figures. I'd like to see an expansion with more characters and maps, but what comes in the box is really good. The skulls work really well. When a character is killed, they get a skull. The player that finished them off gets that many points, starting with 8. Then it gets covered with a skull. Now, while the 8 is covered, the player is now only worth 6 points. This is good because you need to decide which player to target next to get the most points. It also keeps players from getting picked on because they're no longer worth as much as other players. The adrenaline system is so cool. Sometimes you'll want to put yourself in position to get hit by an enemy. That way, you'll get the bonuses that come with it. Of course, this is a risk because if they hit you hard, the other players may smell blood. This game is all about balancing risks. I like the bot. It's easier to win without it, but having an extra character to spread points around and worry about is so much fun. I wouldn't recommend using it for your first game though. If you don't play often, the first couple of rounds will be really slow. What do I do with my action points? How does this weapon or power work? Do I discard my tags when I die? After a few turns though, it zips along. Adrenaline is definitely 2 thumbs. It's hard to win, but so much fun.